welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Hannah, and this is another episode of my NYC Guide series. In this series, I highlight a different New York City neighborhood per episode and let you know all of the best things to do, see, and eat there. And today, we are in one of my favorite Manhattan neighborhoods, the Upper West Side. The Upper West Side is obviously located on the Upper West Side of Manhattan. It's bounded by Morningside Heights to the north, Hell's Kitchen to the south, the Hudson River to the west, and Central Park to the east. The Upper West Side currently has a population of 226,989 residents with a median age of 43.3 years old. The median household income is $140,255, which is more than 1.5 times the New York average of $79,557. According to Zumper.com, the average rent for a one-bedroom apartment on the Upper West Side at the time of filming this in early October 2023 is $4,683, a 2% increase compared to this time last year. The Upper West Side is super easily accessible. You can take the 1, 2, 3, A, B, C, or D trains to get here, or you can take one of the many bus lines that I'm not going to read out because that would be super annoying. So I'm going to put them on the screen here and you can screenshot if you would like to. The Lincoln Center for the Performing Arts is a 16.3-acre complex located between Broadway and Amsterdam, and it spans all the way from 62nd to 65th Street. It has 30 indoor and outdoor facilities and is host to over 5 million visitors per year. It houses world-famous performing arts organizations including the New York Philharmonic, the Metropolitan Opera, the New York City Ballet, the Chamber Music Society of Lincoln Center, and the Juilliard School. It is a common misconception that seeing an event at Lincoln Center has to be very expensive, and it doesn't. They have free programming here, they have low-cost programming here, but yeah, they also have some really expensive events here that can cost hundreds of dollars depending on where you're sitting. There is something at every single price point, so you can absolutely find something no matter what you're looking for. I am personally partial to the New York Philharmonic, which plays in David Geffen Hall, which you can see right behind me. David Geffen Hall was recently renovated over the past few years, and it is more beautiful and modern and sounds better than ever. Something that you might not realize is that the lobby is now open to the public at almost all times, unless the building's closed for a private event or something, and you can just go sit and work there. If you are a remote worker, there's Joe Coffee in there, there's a bar, and it's a really nice spot to hang out and get some work done. I bet you're expecting me to tell you to come to Central Park, and you should. You absolutely should. Central Park is one of the best things that our city has to offer, but I bet you know that. You've probably heard of Central Park. So for this particular video, we're gonna go about 4 blocks west, and I'm gonna tell you a little bit about a park that you might not know as much about. Here we are at Riverside Park, which spans an entire 4 miles along the Hudson River between 72nd Street and 158th Street. You guys know I love a good waterfront park, and this one is no exception. It is absolutely beautiful, very quiet, less touristy than Central Park, an amazing place to come spend an afternoon. Riverside Park was first conceived in the 1870s, and it was designed by Frederick Law Olmsted and Calvert Vaux. Those names might sound familiar to you. They are the same architects that designed Central Park and Prospect Park. Riverside Park officially opened to the public in 1875 and has since undergone several expansions and renovations, becoming a beloved urban oasis along the Hudson River. It's a great place to ride a bicycle with a large portion of the Manhattan waterfront greenway running through it, and if you're into sports, you can find all sorts of courts and fields and a skate park here. But if you're more like me, this is an incredible place to put a blanket down or grab a bench and enjoy a book and the view. I have talked about Jacob's Pickles time and time again on this channel. I've even made a whole dedicated video about it, which I will link in the description for you. And I'm gonna keep talking about it because it is that good.
Jacob's Pickles opened at 509 Amsterdam Avenue between 84th and 85th Street on the Upper West Side in 2011. The vibe is homey and country, and the menu has all the right things, including fried everything, mac and cheese, breakfast gravy, and even dilly beans.
In case you're newer to my channel and you weren't aware, I am originally from the South, and I feel like this is a topic I can speak on. Good Southern food is really difficult to find here in New York, and finding white breakfast gravy, especially white breakfast gravy that's good, next to impossible, and Jacob's Pickles has it.
The gravy is like the perfect consistency. The flavors are great. It's really well seasoned. I feel like my grandmother made it.
So when you come to visit the Upper West Side, make sure to wander down some of the side streets. The main avenues, Broadway, Columbus, Amsterdam, they're bustling and they're amazing and they have so much to do. But these side streets, look at this. It's really a beautiful, old, quiet neighborhood, and it's one of my favorite places just to go for a stroll. Banksy is the pseudonym of an anonymous British street artist, filmmaker, and political activist known for their thought-provoking and often controversial works. The true identity of Banksy is a closely guarded secret and is the subject of much speculation and intrigue. Banksy's works can be found on the sides of walls and bridges, in museums and galleries, and even on the Upper West Side at the corner of 79th and Broadway.
The Hammer Boy is one of many of Banksy's street art pieces left during October 2013 when he visited and created several pieces around the city. Some of them were removed, but the Hammer Boy was preserved and is now covered with plexiglass. Banksy's signature style can definitely be observed here, characterized by its simplicity and the incorporation of everyday elements. It playfully echoes the carnival game where you hit a lever with a hammer. Banksy's trademark approach of integrating commonplace objects is also evident in the inclusion of the pipe on the ground.
I just really love this shot behind me right now, and there's nothing else relevant for this, so I'm just gonna take a moment to ask you to please subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you. Look at this. Isn't it pretty? Back in 1995, besties Connie McDonald and Pam Weeks opened Levain Bakery at 74th and Amsterdam on the Upper West Side. Since then, it has expanded to create several more locations around New York City as well as around the country. Okay, apologies, but I actually had to leave Levain Bakery to come and film this shot because it is a tiny little store and it was packed, and it is always packed. It's not really somewhere you go to sit down, although they do have a tiny bit of bar seating, but it's so crowded in there, it's probably not a ton of fun to sit down. You don't go for the ambiance, you go for the enormous, delicious cookies. So I have my cookie right here. I got oatmeal raisin because at some point in my life I turned 70 years old and this is now my favorite cookie. But look at it. It's gigantic. Hand for scale, $5. Most of the cookies are $5. Gorgeous. Here we go. Ooh, look at that. There are people driving by on bicycles who just watch me rip that cookie open and they're laughing at me. This is genuinely, dare I say, the best cookie in all of New York City. Bold claim, but I think it is. The American Museum of Natural History is an absolute must-see when you visit New York City, and it's located right here behind me on the Upper West Side between Central Park West and Columbus, and it spans from 77th Street to 81st Street.
Founded in 1869, the American Museum of Natural History boasts an extensive collection of over 34 million specimens, including fossils, minerals, meteorites, and cultural artifacts. The museum is probably best known for its iconic dinosaur exhibits, and it also features numerous halls dedicated to astronomy, anthropology, and biodiversity. It is open daily from 10 to 5:30, and standard adult admission is $28, with discounts available for children, students, and seniors. If you're a resident of New York, New Jersey, or Connecticut, admission is pay what you wish. You can pay 1 cent or $100. It's really up to you.
I would plan to spend 2 to 3 hours minimum here, but to be honest, you could spend an entire day or maybe even 2. It is the largest natural history museum in the entire world, and given the scope of it, I personally would recommend that you scour the website a little bit and make a plan before you come so you can prioritize the exhibits that you really want to see and make sure you get the most out of your time. Thanks so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments what New York City neighborhood you'd like to see me cover next. Click right here to watch the rest of my New York City Guide series, and I will see you in the next one.